As a very new driver constantly losing his shit at every little mishap on the road, I happen to be very aware of how bad holiday drivers are. Land Cruiser drivers that use 2 lanes and a half to make a right turn. Shitbox owners with nothing to lose launching themselves into intersections without even the vaguest suggestion of a blinker. Mums trying to pilot huge minivans while listening to her kids count all the yellow cars they see. The hellscape of the road is painted by the stupidity of the average driver. I'm not going to pretend I'm a great driver by any means. I screwed up a fair bit while on my learner's permit, and I assume I will have the occasional screw up yet. But these are my observations on the most hazardous drivers on the highway of the holidays, ranked in a video game enemies type list. The average mob enemies, the zombies of Resident Evil, are the Sunday drivers. The Sunday driver dad sits in a crossover that he just washed last week in preparation for the road trip, his seating position rigid and his hands at 10 and 2, yet wafting around within his lane unsure of his position. Meanwhile in the back seat, a raucous party ensues as his 3 kids throw crisps at each other in a fit of rage after a heated debate on whose car the son follows. The kids call for Dad. Dad says that he can't take his hands off the wheel. The kids cry out, and the dad risks a glimpse into the back seats. The SUV drifts into the next lane, and Dad jerks the car back into position. Variations of this common enemy include the confused mum who has to drive around instead of her motion sick husband, and the utterly clueless grandpa looking for his teeth under the driver's seat while trying to maneuver into the wrong exit, which he will reverse out of once he realizes that he is accidentally headed for his ex-wife's hometown. Stronger than mobs are the mini-bosses, the occasional monster that you may have to defeat to get a key item. They may pose themselves to be bosses, but don't be fooled. They are generally only 2 or 3 times as dangerous as a common mob. In this case, a prime example of this would be the big wheel pavement Princess Jeep Wrangler driver. This man sports a tank top, mirrored wraparound sunglasses, and a skewed cap perched on his balding lid. He will overtake mobs at dangerous speeds, weaving through traffic to impress his girlfriend in the passenger seat, who is scrolling through TikTok to decide what brand she should wear next. This man is not only aggressive by nature, he is irritated as he is on his way to meet his girlfriend's parents, who are sure to hate him. The boss, however, is perhaps the least intimidating of all at first sight. It lurks in traffic, typically blending in with its surroundings, leaving one oblivious to its danger. The enemy in question is, of course, the learner's permit, Prius. This is no laughing matter. This evil soul has borrowed his permit from his driving school so that he could use it to drive on holiday without a full license. Naturally, his instincts are not only dull, they are simply underdeveloped. He will unquestioningly barge into your lane without a second thought, slow down for no reason, and then speed back up to exactly 5 above the speed limit. He will not hesitate to straddle 2 lanes as he tries to figure out how a toll booth works. His innocence and ignorance make him much more dangerous than the inattentive Sunday driver or the aggressive Jeep driver. He is the one who commands destruction upon one's soul as he tries to take his friends on a summer road trip. One may be overwhelmed by such a wide array of enemies. However, these are only the prime examples of all the nightmares that litter the highway. Whenever you run out of entertainment, look no further than any big stretch of road on a Sunday or a holiday. You will find some amusement at the rather increased risk of wrecking your car